So instead of going out to see Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, today I thought I'd stay in and watch another film about common everyday people trying to survive the zombie apocalypse, only this one just so happens to be one of my favourite comedy films of all time. That's right, Shaun of the Dead. It's not really a typical Halloween horror film watch, but it is for me because I'm not really a huge horror film kind of guy, but this is my Halloween fix, and I don't care, I'm sticking to it. I'm just going to jump straight into the review. First up, this film is a comedy, so its first job is to make you laugh, and it does it like a master, because in my opinion, this is a truly hilarious comedy. The dialogue is really well written and really quotable, but the situations are really funny also. You have like the girl in the garden scene, the living room zombie scene, the pretending to be zombie scene, and the entire third act in the Winchester pub. The dialogue and the situations both blend together to make one consistent hilarious film. But as well as being a really good comedy film, really hilarious, Shaun of the Dead is also a really well made film. There's this one sequence where Shaun walks from his house to the shop just like an everyday normal average guy. It's one still camera shot that just follows him from the house to the shop. It's done twice in the film, exact same camera movements, exact same things that the characters are doing in the sequence, apart from like the zombie outbreak and the second time it's done. I can just mention those sequences alone to highlight the really good filmmaking of Shaun of the Dead. Getting into the actual film itself, I really like the characters in this film, particularly Shaun and Ed, played by Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. Their chemistry is so good. You can tell by their banter, their dialogue, comedic delivery, and even sometimes in their arguments that these characters have been friends all of their lives, and it's just one of the big contributors that makes this film such a great film for me, and it's just one of the reasons I love this film so much, is the chemistry between Nick Frost and Simon Pegg. It's just gold. I also like the rest of the supporting characters. I mean, they do contribute some comedy here and there, but I like them because they are normal, everyday, average people trying to survive the zombie apocalypse, and I just personally find that really entertaining to watch. One of the things I also really love about Shaun of the Dead is that it blends comedy and drama and emotion really, really well. At the first half of the film's going along, you have some comedy, have the banter between the characters. It's a really good setup with the characters and the world that this film takes place, and then the film flips on its head and then becomes a fight for survival in the zombie apocalypse, and it has some emotion and some realistic grounded drama in there that does not compromise the comedy whatsoever. So big props to the writing, the directing, and also the performances from the actors, because it's really difficult to bring realistic grounded drama amongst a comedy film that's really hilarious and just have them both meet at a happy medium and just be one consistent film. Speaking of emotion, there are a few times in this film where it gets emotional. I'm not going to spoil it in case there's the off chance that someone's actually watching this video who hasn't seen Shaun of the Dead, but a character dies and another character's like reaction to the death. It's really emotional, it just feels really realistic, and I'm not gonna lie, I actually started getting like, do like the choky feeling, and you thought you're like, oh my god, that's actually quite rough that. And when the emotion comes in, it's done really, really well, and it actually gives you some serious feels. The last 20 to 25 minutes of this film is really different from the rest of the film, but different in the good way. It's intense, it's exciting, it's emotional. The film has gone from being this really witty comedy with all this amazing dialogue and really great comedy to being this complete, utter fight for survival, where you start genuinely caring about these characters and you want them to survive. So in the end, guys, Shaun of the Dead is a simple review for a relatively simple film. It's one of my all-time favourite comedy films simply because I find it hilarious. But on top of that, it's well acted, well filmed, well directed, well edited. I find the film endlessly quotable with many entertaining, memorable sequences of them either fighting zombies or even just dialogue scenes I find really memorable. And on top of that, you have the one or two emotional moments in there that give some humanity to the characters and the story. I've got to give Shaun of the Dead full marks, 5 out of 5. So tell me in the comments below what you thought of Shaun of the Dead, and if you like this stuff and you want to see more of my stuff, then click here to subscribe to my channel because I've got stuff coming to you guys all the time.